Well, thanks.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep the music hopefully loud enough to help me with timing in the background. So grab your tennis ball and let's stand tall on your mat. Let the ball rest on the ground and use your less dominant foot on top of the ball. And start with the ball of the wide part of your foot. Lift and spread your toes and then press down and wrap the top of your foot around the ball. Especially this week, middle of February, it's beautiful outside, yes? Like that snow is just so pretty. And as we head into Valentine's Day, honor yourself for showing up, right? To do a little bit of self-love, which is never selfish. So now roll the ball on the arch of your foot, and your self-love starts from your feet up. And talk about loving your body. It is your structure. Your feet, every time they hit the ground, has a reverberation all through your body. You want to keep your feet strong and mobile and healthy. Breathe deeply while you do this. Now put the ball of your foot on the floor and the tennis ball or whatever your tool you have under the front of your heel, and do a little grind side to side. Keep spreading your toes. Definitely want to feel your big toe pretty firmly on the floor. Nice. And roll the ball out of the way. Stand strong, stand balanced on both feet for a moment. Just feel the difference in that one foot. Stay with that same foot. Lift it and circle your ankle. Yeah. Big circles. Spread toes and kind of exaggerate the circle. Nice. All right. And then put that foot on the floor. Switch with the ball now under your stronger foot. And lift, start at the forefoot, lift your toes, press forward, and wrap your foot around the ball. It's literally like the top of your foot is trying to take the shape of the ball. You can press and release. Give that ball some love. And roll along your arch. Remember, lots of different directions is a good idea. You can go top to bottom on your, from your heel to your toes. You can go side to side, make little circles. You're looking for treasure, and treasure would be tension. We want to eliminate that. Treasure is a good piece of information, or tension rather, good piece of information. Now put the ball of your foot on the floor, the wide part of your foot, and the ball under the front of your heel. Do a little side to side. I love the saying, Mr. B.K.S. Iyengar, who's one of the prominent teachers in yoga that brought yoga to the West here. He says, you grow old from your feet up. So really give your feet some love. Right? Roll the ball out of the way. Feet on the floor. Again, feel a little bit of, it doesn't take much to enliven your feet. Now root into your less dominant foot. Lift that stronger foot and circle your ankle. And try not to make it like a drive-through. This isn't a speedway. In fact, make it more like a neighborhood. So your tempo is a little slow so that you really feel the entire range of motion. Reverse in the other direction. Nice. All right, put that foot down on the floor and let's go up to your knees. So feet together now, hands on your knees, and circle around. You're still rolling your body weight from the inner edge to the outer edges of your feet. Spread your toes nice and wide, reverse in the other direction. And we're going to bring this right up to your hips. So stand tall, open your arms wide, lift your right leg, and tick-tock your foot. It's like a little pendulum. So obviously that wakes up all your stabilizers. Nice. And trying to keep your knee right in front of your hip. These look fabulous. Put that foot down, switch, other leg up. Keep your knee in front of your hip and tick-tock. And that's a little internal, external rotation of your thigh. Always a healthy movement. Breathe deeply. Now take one knee up and around. Knees are up and overs. Start to build this into a big lateral step. You can do whatever you like with your arms that helps you to feel the biggest range of motion possible. So really bring your thigh up to your belly. cross the knee way over your midline, and then open it wide to the side. Nice. All right, open your legs nice and wide, bend your knees, and get down into a wide-angled squat. Start to shift side to side. You can keep your hands on your thighs if that feels better. This is a little bit like a kasak. You can also bring your fingers to the floor. If you want to grow it, you can pivot one foot up as you sink low, and then you take your hands away from the floor and you stay low. Take one more deep breath, and then come up nice and tall. Hop your feet in a little closer. Take a lateral stretch through your spine, and your feet are probably about shoulder width. Just get a good stance there. Big swirl up and over. So as you move to your upper body, always want a really long spine. Come back up tall to stillness. Take a backstroke, and that is now we're adding rotation to your spine, as well as a lot of mobility in your shoulders, up and back. Exaggerate it. Let's give a little specific love to your shoulders here with 3 rounds of shoulders circle. Knuckles forward, shoulder blades apart. Flip your palms, reach up, shoulder blades lift. Open your arms for a backward hug, always a good thing. Shoulder blades will hug there, and then knuckles down, shoulder blades glide down twice again. Empty your lungs as your knuckles go forward. Fill your lungs up as you lift and lengthen. Exhale again to really hug, really hug. Clasp your fingers, reach low. One more time. Round as you go forward. Lift and lengthen, lots of length there. Oh, so good. Up and wide to feel strength. And then clasp and reach low. Now open your arms wide and pendulum one foot across toward the opposite hand. Now that is, wakes up really your hip flexor, lengthening your hammies a little bit. And it adds rotation as well. Keep your hands still. Let your lower body rotate. Lovely. And I would say the leg that is swinging, it's kind of loose. Take it one more time. Fabulous. Come to the front of your mat and practice stepping back with one foot, lower softly, and then the other knee steps back. Have a seat on your heels, hands behind, press your hips up into a little bit of a chest expansion and a slight back bend. Lower your hips, come up tall to kneeling, take that same foot forward, and then stand tall. Alternate legs, so now the other foot steps back. Lower your knee, step, have a seat on your heels. This is a very, basic kneeling position. Press your hips up, keep hugging your shoulder blades together, keep your neck long, lower your hips, come up tall. We're gonna do that one more time on both sides. So stand tall, step back, practice, lower your knees slow, and then both knees back, have a seat on your heels. Hips up, hips up, hips up. Hips down. Kneel tall. Step forward and come all the way up to stand. Last time. Step back with one leg. Ease yourself down. Other knee. Sit on your heels. Hips up. Nice. And then lower. Now alternate stepping one foot forward with a lunge and then the other foot forward. And maybe a little more rigorously now. If you can, twist your elbow toward your knee and reach the other arm way out back. So it's the combination of twisting toward your knee and reaching back that is going to really rotate through your waistline. One more time. All right. Now, have a seat behind your feet. And try not to use any hands here. So these are your 90-90s. Sweep both knees to one side and then roll back onto your hips and sweep your feet to the other side. So you're kind of lots of oblique action here. It takes a little counterbalance, especially if you have long legs. You got to lean back further. The benefit there is you feel more core. When you're ready, roll to one side, drive up onto both knees, and punch the back arm way up. So you have a seat, roll, Drive up onto your shins, back arm up. Nice. And think like bridge. You know, when you press your hips up and bridge, this is similar. You're pressing your hips forward. You want to stand super tall to your knees. Let's do it one more time, both sides. That arm that goes up in the air, you got to reach, like reach. It's almost like you're reaching for a trolley car strap that is just out of your range. Good. Now come back up to stand. Try to do it with no hands. Joanne's nice, Joanne. And once you stand up tall, have a seat, a narrow squat, and sit into a little squat. As you stand up, lift one knee. So you're gonna squat and lift one knee. Sit deep and lift. It's a little like a narrow march with a load. All right, so I hope you're warm. We're gonna go into your first Tabata. And then we can take that squat into a little kind of a funky squat. So come on down here and just hold a narrow, low squat. Deep breath, stand up tall. Step out and center. Step out, so come with me. And when you step out, lift that one knee and twist toward the inside knee. Load the outside leg, so you lean out, kind of, again, exaggerate it. Lean out, so we call it a funky squat. Right, so you're squatting and twisting. Deep breath. And then stop, all right? So that's your first move. You want to exaggerate this long lateral step and then a twist. Second level, pick up your pace. So you keep going and you move a little faster. And it's a little kind of triple step in the middle. If you're like, Pam, I don't want a triple step. You don't have to. You still get plenty out of the step. Break. Okay, so level one, step. Level two, move a little quicker. Level three is out, in, out. Looks like this. Out, in, out, pull. Out, in, out, pull. Come with me when you can. It's a little like a jack. In, out, pull. Out, in, out, twist. So obviously this one's a little more demanding. Break. Plus this little coordination there. So which one are you going to choose? Stepping, triple, or jack? Go. Pick one of them. If you're doing number three, it's out, in, out, and pull. Pull, out, in, out, pull. And you alternate the pulls. Break. There's 4 rounds. You're halfway there. Continue with the one you chose. Let's go. Now, whichever one you choose, you want to add more quality to it. First, you always focus on your feet, especially here, because you're loading. Feel the entire foot on the ground. Break. And when you get that twist, really rotate and kind of, hug your knee to your opposite elbow. Go. And one of the best things with this whole idea of holistic interval training is you're trying to understand the movement more so that you can get more out of it, more benefit. Break. Because greater understanding always helps us to shape our life a little better with greater, experience. Go. Count your number of reps. And make sure each one of them, is as precise. And you're doing it with as much love and awareness as you possibly can. Break. One more round. The idea is at the same number of reps, maybe one more. Let's go. But you don't want to force it. right? You want to let your body grow at its own pace because you're curious and you chose wisely. Your body will unleash strength, mobility, break in its own time. Nice. All right, so come back to the front of your mat. Take the rear lunge. Lower your knee soft. Other knee. Sit your hips on your heels and open up. You can have fingertips behind. You can have your fists. You're really trying to lift your hips off of your heels. Yay. And now, back up tall. You can stand out of your knees. Instead of the front lunge, let's do a lateral lunge, side to side. So you have now external rotation of the foot. And when your toes turn to the side, your knee follows your toes. Your knees and toes, I think of them as kissing cousins. They really like to hang out together, especially your middle toes and your knees. Now, when the knee turns out, it's going to try to take your shoulder girdle with it. Can you keep your shoulders and your chest square to the front and really get the mobility in your hip socket to open the knee? And I would say it's a pretty generous step out there so that you can shift and feel, an eccentric, a lengthening stretch in your inner thighs. The next time your left foot is out to the side, stay there and hold. Take the back of your left forearm or hand to the inside of your left knee. Open your right arm up so you have this nice big wingspan. Sink deep into your lunge. Place your right hand behind your head. As you inhale, open that elbow way up. Exhale, aim it toward your knee. Inhale, open and twist. Open and twist. Just do that one more time. Nice, come back up tall, kneel tall, other side. Choose your position, sink into the lunge, press the knee open. You can also turn your palm to grab your ankle and open the left arm up. So this becomes a roadblock. Your elbow presses into your knee and your knee into your elbow. Hand behind your head. Keep your legs still, twist and open. I'm just trying to kind of rotate more through your ribs. Feel your shoulder blade gliding on your rib cage. Nice. All right. Unwind from that. Bring your knees back in. And go to pike or down dog. Hands on the floor. Hips way up. Go ahead and stretch through your calves, the bottoms of your feet. You can let your hips wag. Kind of scooch around here. I always think of it as like a bear scratching their back on a tree. Now as you exhale, lower into a plank. Lower your knees to the floor. Lower your elbows to the floor. Press your forearms firmly into the floor. Lift your knees and tap one knee at a time to the floor without letting your hips move. Maybe the knee touches the floor, maybe it doesn't, but keep your hips still. Good, and then lower your hips and pause. So here's your second Tabata. This is your plank tap, okay? Elbows under your shoulders. Press the pinky side of your fist into the floor. Lift your hips. Stay on your knees or your toes. So it starts with plank. You shift and tap one hand forward on the floor. Try not to twist in this one. So your shoulders and hips stay square to the floor. Stop and pause. Okay, so that's number one. You can do it on your knees, you can do it on your toes. You keep your shoulders and hips square. Let's go back up. Level 2 is tapping your leg instead of your hand. So you open the leg to the side and tap lightly. Now the weight of your leg is significantly heavier than your arm. Keep your hips still. Breathe deeply. Stop. Say hi. Choose one of those, or level 3, Third option, up to plank, you put them together. You tap your hands, and then you tap your toes. Challenge yourself to keep your shoulders and your hips perfectly, kind of plugged in with each other. You're going to shift a little side to side. Stop, but there's no twisting. All right, so those are choices I'm offering for today. Choose one, choose wisely. Let's go. If you're tapping your toes, it's probably better to have your feet about shoulder width apart. So the wider base is going to help you to keep your hips level and to access your core strength. Stop without straining your back. So you're halfway there. We have 4 more rounds. Love the one you chose, and let's go. Shoulders and hips stay square and kind of plugged into each other. If you take Pilates, that's called your Pilates box. And your box is so firm, so firm. Stop. Woo! All right, round 6. Say, I breathe all the time. I breathe. Let's go. I breathe when it's difficult. I breathe when it's easy. I breathe in the richness and fullness of life, understanding that your breath expresses not only aliveness, but passion and engagement. Stop. Whoo! Anybody feeling anything? I'm glad, Rebecca. Let's go. Round 7. Count the number of taps that you do and make each one of those taps count. So if you had to sell one, it would be autographed individually by you with your breath, with your awareness. Stop. Woo! Last round. Let's get excited. If you aren't already more excited, lift and go. Same number of taps, same quality, maybe another repetition for quantity, or a little more quality, deeper breath, bigger smile, more core engagement. Stop. Oh, happy day. Press up into table, sit back into child's pose. Walk your fingers over to one diagonal. Relax your head. Come around the other way. Lateral flexion. Now come back to center, lift into table. Cross your right knee behind your left knee. Scissor your feet wide apart. Drift your hips back. Be good to your knees here. Sometimes you need to keep your hips high. If you can pull your hips down toward the ground, let that happen. Walk your fingers way out in front. Your next move is going to be a crossover lunge. So feel the muscles deep in your hips here being activated. Pull forward, switch the crossing of your legs. So that is external rotation. You scissor your feet wide, wide, wide apart. Hug your upper inner thighs as you pull your hips back. Maybe they touch the floor, maybe they don't. Crawl your fingers way out in front. Breathe deeply. And yeah, some people would say this is a stretch. This is actually an eccentric contraction. Those muscles are working, but they're elongated. Now come on back up, uncross your knees, tuck your toes, hips up into a pike. Separate your feet about as wide as your mat. Walk your hands back a little closer to your feet, about a foot away. Reach your right hand underneath and grab the outside of your left ankle and pull. So you pull yourself into a twist and breathe, and then switch. Right hand on the floor, left hand on the outside of your right ankle, and pull. Look under your right arm. And then release. Bring your feet in. Hands on your hips, eyes open. Lift all the way up. Now stand tall and cross your right ankle over your left knee. It's a little bit of balance. Sit back into sort of a figure four. And you can have your arms out to the side. If you need something to hold on to, grab a wall or a chair, and then lift. Switch. Cross the other ankle over above your knee and sit back. Nice. Long spine, long arms, full breath. Beautiful. Come up. Do that one more time. Cross, sit, and then lift, switch, cross, sit. All right, so this is going to move side to side. So stand tall. Here's your third Tabata. It's a crossover lunge. Right leg first. Right leg crosses front. You tap. Right leg crosses behind and tap. Crossover and tap. Crossover. Same thing as that stretch that we just did on the floor. Hug your upper inner thighs. And then pause. Right, so that's level one. I'm staying on the right leg for 4 rounds, and then we'll switch to the left. Level 2 on the right, same thing, cross over, but no tap. Cross, no tap. So you float the leg, abduction, adduction. Open it to the side, sink deep. So there is a little balance, a lot of balance actually. So good. Stop. So level 1 has the tap, level 2, no tap. Level 3, you pick up your pace, move a little faster. Sink, stick, sink, stick, sink, stick. Try to sink down kind of quick, a little pause when you come into your abduction, stick. Emphasize that tempo and sink down kind of swift. Stop. Woo! I don't know about you, but I'm feeling my left leg. Anybody? Yes? Yay, Karma. Choose one of them. Let's go. So you choose either the tap, the slow and steady, or the quick stick. Last time on this right leg. Load the right foot every time it lands. Deep breath. Stop. Woo! I am so glad we only have 2 legs. Said yesterday, if we were an arachnid, can you imagine how long we would be here? Left leg, cross over, tap, cross behind, tap, cross in front, and cross behind. Whatever foot is behind, that heel lifts. So when you step front, pause. The right heel will lift. When you step back, your left heel stays lifted. So you get that nice mobility through your foot. Level 2, left leg, front, abduct, front, stick. Now, if you want to channel your inner Anne-Marie, yeah, you can make it a little more elegant. Because we all have an inner dancer, don't ever let it stop dancing. Pause. All right, level 3. You have a little more pace. Down quick, up quick, and then out and stick. Down, stick. Back, stick. So it's a little more rigorous. You still have that boop right there when the leg abducts. Bang. Pull to the floor, push away. Pull to the floor, push away. Stop. Holy schmoly. Rebecca, I feel this one almost as much as the one with the ball, you know, behind your leg. Let's go. Choose your level. Work with whatever one on this final round that you think will serve you the best. Deep breath. Woo! So I just want to find a sense of joy in your movement rather than forcing yourself to move. Pause. Yay. Let's come on down onto your back. No hands if you can do that. And the figure 4 that we did standing, do it now. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Pull your legs towards you. Put your left foot on the floor. Cross your right leg tight. And now twist your legs toward the left. So the right knee goes across the midline. You can open your right arm out to the side. And hopefully that's a nice release, especially the muscles on the outside of your hip, your waistline, your obliques, all of that entire girdle is involved in those crossovers. Come back to center. Before we switch sides, feet together, knees apart. Reach down and grab your ankles. Or anything as low as you can. If you can get the outer edges of your feet, do that. You can grab your ankles, perfect. Push your feet together. Curl your head and shoulders up. And then press your feet away from you. Oh, so it stretches and opens up the upper back. And you're also reaching your knees wide apart to feel a stretch in your inner thighs. Lower. Now switch the figure 4. Left ankle over the right knee. Hands behind your right thigh. Pull your legs towards you. But remember, keep your tailbone down on the ground. So try not to roll your hips up. You want your spine to be long and keep this stretch in your hips. They just work very hard for you. Put your right foot on the floor. Cross your left leg tight, no air. With your right hand, you can help to pull the left knee across your body. So you twist your lower body and open your left arm to the side. Turn your head to the left if that would feel good. Say, ah. Nice. Unwind and come back to center. Hands behind your thighs. Rock rock side to side. This is more appropriate for many people, especially if you have osteopenia. Well, it's called low bone density now. So if you have low bone density, side to side is a much better choice. If you want to rock top to bottom, this is not a good choice if you have herniated discs either. But we're going to end up seated and come up to stand. Just remind yourself how much you love jumping jacks. Okay, so what is a jumping jack? It's a step to the side, a low impact. So you kind of step to the side and open both arms, yeah? And that's sort of a base move. And then obviously, if you want to add a hop out and hop in. So do a slow jumping jack, just a few times. Really feel that. Right? When you stand up, you have gravity to help you build bone density and generate cardio. We're going to do a jumping jack on your belly. So come down onto your belly, arms long at your sides, hips pressed down, abs are strong, everything lifts up, arms and legs open, arms and legs close. Keep the back of your neck really long. This jumping jack is to focus on the back of your body, as well as your core, the front of your body, or your abdominals, let's say, that provide support. Relax. Okay, so that's your first level, is a prone jumping jack. Second level, I'm going to add a plank, arms long. So you do one jack, and then you press up to plank and lower. Do another jack, hands under your shoulders, press up to plank and lower. Now when you lift and lower, it's called plank because it is rigid. Stop. Your entire body, right, is stiff. There's a co-stiffening in plank. Maybe you lift to your knees, maybe you lift to your toes. Third level, it's a jack and a plank, and then you hop to stand, you're back to plank, and you do your jack. Jack, plank, hop to stand, back to plank, and do a jack. Okay? So, choose your level. Are you going to do the jack? Are you going to do the jack to plank? Or are you going to do jack to plank to stand? Let's go. If you're doing the jack to plank to stand, You make sure that you honor the plank every time. It's stiff, and when you do your jack, you still have that co-stiffening. Stop. All right, so you're halfway there. You chose. Now let's love it. Let's really get into it, okay? Feel your feet. Let's go. Even if you're not standing, in your prone jack, your feet are reaching, your toes are spread, and if you press to plank, your toes and your fingers, they got a little thing going on. Stop. Where they like to be activated in unison. So feel your fingerprints, feel your toe prints. Woo! And let's go. Get your head in the game. Say, I choose wisely. I love my choices. I choose what serves me right here, right now. Knowing that you grow incrementally over time. All right, we have 2 more rounds. Yay! Count your number of reps. Make the reps uniquely you. Autograph them with a style that only you can. With your movement, with your breath, with your awareness. Stop. Okay. One more round. Ready, Ivy? She's so ready. Let's go. Same number of reps. Same quality. When your body's ready, you will be able to execute more volume with the same amount of quality. It's such a beautiful thing. Stop. Whew. Come up into kneeling. Let's step your right knee forward, left knee back. Press your hips forward so you're in this sort of a stride position. And reach your left arm straight up. So the left knee is behind, your left arm up in the air. Now reach up with your right hand, grab your left wrist, and do a slight side bend to the right. Oh, and that should feel kind of nice. Come back up tall, switch sides. Left knee forward, right knee back. Press your hips forward, so immediately you usually get a stretch in the front of the right hip. Right arm up. That adds to that deep elongation. Maybe a little back bend, and if you like that, you stay right there. Come back up tall, grab your top wrist, side bend, and anchor the right knee down so you're stretching up and over to the left and pressing your right knee down strong. Nice. All right, release. Now, cross your ankles, have a seat behind your feet, hands back, windshield wiper, roll on your bum, roll both knees to the left, turn to the left, twist as far as you can. Lift up off of your fingertips, move your right knee back. So you're gonna feel this deep spiral line. Because get-ups are our next. Come back to center, let both knees roll to the right. Roll onto your right hip as you turn to the right, twist as far as you can. Lift up off your fingertips, try not to sink. You wanna pull up and draw your chest forward as you move your left knee back. Unwind, back around, lower onto your back. Knees into your chest, hands behind your head and shoulders up. Slow bicycle, opposite knee to elbow, just like we did when you were standing. I'm gonna try to snuggle the thigh right up to your belly. At the same time, you have to push the other leg way out. And get up off of your shoulder blades, curl up without pulling on your head. Your abs lift the weight of your head. And I know your heads are heavy because you guys are so smart. Lower your feet, especially women. We got more going on in our head. Oh, it's not a good thing. Okay, tabletop position. This is your get-ups. Level 1, knees over your hips. Isometric press. Cross your forearms. Push your hands into your thighs, strong. Opposite arm and leg. Pull away and back to center. You got to push. Alternate sides. Keep your spine still. Arm and leg reach. Come back and push. Arm and leg reach and push. Pause. Bring your knees into your chest and take a break. So that's level 1. Level 2, roll the stick. Hands behind your thighs, and you stiffen. So all of that co-stiffening, you rock up to a little perch. Maybe you don't need your hands behind your thighs. And again, rolling is not appropriate for everyone. Choose wisely. Stop. Okay? So the first move, the foundational move in all of these Tabatas that we're doing are what you really want to own. The stiffening is important. Level 3, you roll back and then you stand up with no hands. Make it as smooth as you can. You can cross your ankles, which is usually where most people start. Now that requires all that hip mobility that we did earlier. You can also plant your feet and reach forward, okay? Those are your 3 choices that I'm offering. There's probably more. Choose wisely. Let's go. Round 4. What's it going to be? Isometric press today. Roll the stick or roll to stand. Keep all the muscles deep, that surround your spine. You want to feel them hug your spine. Stop. So you're halfway. You chose. Let's dial that in. Come on, let's go. Round 5. Feel your feet. Even if your feet don't hit the ground, they are still reaching because one day they will hit the ground. Stiffen. Yay, stop. We have 3 more rounds. Next round. Get your head in the game. Always remember what has already happened and what is before you is nothing. Let's go. So what is behind you and what is before you are small matters compared to what is within you. Choose wisely right now. And your breath will never steal you wrong. Stop. As long as you're breathing smooth and steady, I guarantee your body is happy. Breathe. Round 7. Let's go. Count your reps. And autograph every rep. Oh, Heather, so beautiful. Switching the crossing of your legs, yeah, every time. So if you're crossing, you want to switch that cross so you don't get favoring, on one side. Beautiful. We have 1 more round. Pause. Sorry, I forgot to say that. Last round. Let's go. Same number of reps. Deeper breath. Now, if I choose not to cross my ankles, I really have to reach my arms forward and get a deeper spinal flexion to control that. Stop. Ooh, so like I said, the get-ups, you are done, are one Tabata that I keep in every single week. I think it's a built-in kind of assessment and a way for you to be curious about other ways, right, to connect to that. Stand tall, center of your mat. Take a cross behind. Reach one arm up and over. And then step wide, cross behind, up and over. Now as a transfer of body weight here to your back foot. And get the lateral flexion, that little side bend as you reach the arm up and over. Nice. Couple more. Nice. Now straddle your feet wide. Come down into that little squat that we had in your warm-up. So your knees and toes are buddies. Knees point over the toes, load your heels. Grab an imaginary med ball. So the med balls weigh different weights, right? 8, 10, 12, 20. How heavy is your med ball? Hold it in your hands, feel it. You're gonna shove your med ball down to the outer right toes and then shove it up to the right corner of the room. Shove it up to the left, shove it down to the left toes. Reverse, up to the left, up to the right. You gotta feel resistance. Reverse, up, up, and down. Now pick up your pace. Up, up, pull down. Quick up, pull down. Quick, up, pull down. Quick, up, pull down. Quick, up, pull down. One more, quick, up, pull down. Finish it off, quick, up, pull down, hold. Now, I came up earlier, your favorite squat. Karma called it a bucket squat or a bottoms up squat. Get your bottom in the hole. Even if you're up here, that is in the hole, your spine is long. Keep trying to open your knees and drop, drop. Yay, press through your heels, come on up. Bring your feet in, alternating heel pull. Grab your foot and pull your heel to your bottom. Your last Tabata is going to be in 2 movements, and I'm going to alternate back and forth. I'll give you different things to think about in terms of levels as we go through it. Keep all the principles that I've already talked about. Stand tall here. Take 1 deep breath. Inhale up. Exhale down. So especially the principles of your breath and feeling your feet. Rear lunge is your first of the 2 moves. Stand tall, rear lunge. Alternate legs. As the leg steps rear, that same elbow comes forward. Your torso stays tall. Channel your inner elevator. When you step back, you want to drop straight down, keeping your shoulders over your hips. Stop. Down on your back. Your second move is supine tin soldiers. Arms way up overhead, legs long, all opposite hand to foot, and switch. Now make your spine really long on the floor and bring your foot to your hand as your hand goes directly above your shoulder or your chest. Deep breath. Get up, no hands. Stand tall, back to the rear lunges. I'm gonna add a twist this time if that works for you. Keep your torso tall, your spine long. Go, rear lunge, and the elbow twists toward the opposite knee. Now this one you might have to lean forward a little bit. You do not have to touch the knee. You want to twist toward the knee. Try to stay tall in your spine. Stop, down on your back, no hands. Arms and legs long, really long. This time, head and shoulders up, legs up, arms up. Nothing touches the floor, if that's available. So, well, nothing, of course, but your spine. So your hips are down. Pull your belly button in and up. Easy neck. You're still trying to pull the foot towards your hand, which is right above your chest. Stop. Come on up, no hands. Take a stand. Say hey. Your lunges become power switch. And if you're like, what? I am not power switching. That is totally fine. You do you. You either drive the elbow forward, or you add the twist, or you add a quick power switch. Keep your spine long, keep your breath deep. Feel your feet. Stop. Down on your back. Oh. Everything up, legs up, hands up, heads up. Alternate arm and leg, lower. So you start from the top and lower toward the floor. If you can, twist toward the leg that is up in the air. So that hand now goes to the outside of the leg, and you add more of a twist. Stop. Holy schmoly, one more round. Pop up, pop up. What's it gonna be? Choose your lunges, choose wisely. Let's go. Breathe. Say, I turn every single experience into an opportunity, because you're so present and you love what you do and you want to squeeze the juice out of it. 2, 1, stop. Down on your back. Tin soldiers. Find length. Let's go. Choose one. Either head stays down, everything lifts, or you add a twist. Very, very long legs. Big smile. Belly button pulled in and up. Deep breath. Stop. Say, ah. You ladies are amazing. Stay on your back. Circle your knees. One hand on your knee, on each knee. And circle in 2 opposite directions to massage your low back. Reverse. Stretch out your breath. Nice. Put your feet down on the floor. Arms long at your sides. Roll up into a bridge. Reach your arms way up overhead. Roll your spine down slow and bring your arms down at your sides. Do that again. Heels in line with your hips. Heel your hips up, heel your spine up, reach your arms way overhead. Slow motion, roll your spine back down. Let your arms land. This time, lift your hips up and hold. Reach your arms way overhead. Drive your knees forward. Reach your fingertips out back. Bend your elbows into cactus. Reach your elbows wide to the side. Press your shoulders down. Keep your head centered in bridge. Take one more deep breath. Slowly roll your spine down. And roll over to one side. Pick a side, either side. We'll do both. Bend your bottom knee. Prop up on your bottom elbow. Grab the top ankle in a side lying thigh stretch. Kick your toes way out back. And bring your chest and belly forward. Nice. And then switch sides. You can roll to the other side. We'll do a quick transition there. Bottom knee forward. Grab your top ankle, press back, press back. Chest forward. The bottom elbow that is supporting you, press it down into the ground, make your neck longer. Take one more deep breath. Now grab your tennis ball. This is going to feel, I hope, especially good after the crossover lunges. So put your ball under, pick a hip, either hip, kind of on the outside of your hip, that fleshy part. And then rock onto the ball and off of it. When you rock your hip onto the ball, you can let the knee on that side kind of fall to the ground. So it's like somebody digging their elbow into all that glute flesh, which if you've ever had a massage feels amazing. Our massage therapists are so good. They use elbows and knuckles and, okay, rock your body weight onto the ball, hold as much pressure as you can, and then lift, just a little lift and lower the knee. Oh, say hello. Hello, everything I own in there. Remember, you want to find any knots. That's the gold. We want to get rid of tension in your body. Tension in your body shows up sideways out in the world sometimes, and vice versa. The sideways challenges out in the world show up inside in tension in your body. Okay, so now same leg, okay, before we switch sides, roll down to your, put the ball under your calf. And let the weight of your leg rest on the ball and roll a little forward and back. Maverick and Loki are having such a good time there, Rebecca. I love those puppies. I love seeing everyone's pets and children. One of the members that was in the prenatal yoga last year had her baby this, well, obviously through COVID, but I got to see the baby for the first time this morning. She's so beautiful. All right, let's switch sides. And on that note, Ashley had her little man. So you put your ball underneath the fleshy part of your bum. And I usually bend the other knee so I have support there from that foot, and then roll onto the ball and off of the ball. And let that knee on that side, kind of relax down to the floor. Remember, your thigh bones are the heaviest bones in your body. And that's a benefit. We can use that in various positions to help strengthen as well as release, tension in your body. Next time you roll on the ball, hold. Find it just the right place. Trust your body to tell you, like, yes, we need it right there. And then lift and lower your knee a few times. So Ashley was in earlier this week and I got to hold Preston all bundled up in his little blanket. Oh, they are such blank canvases for humanity. Those little ones, I so love them. I so love them. Okay, come back, put the ball under your calf. And try to find, usually there's a juncture in the middle of your calf where a bunch of muscles come together. You can think of it as like an airport hub. There's a lot of stuff that can, converges there. So typically right in the middle, I'm going to scout around and then shift your body weight a little forward, a little back. You can keep your butt on the floor. It's a lot of work with your arms to get this stretch. So you don't have to lift your bum. You can move your leg around on the ball. But a tennis ball, it's a really great tool to have for your feet, your calves, your bum, and your hip flexor right there. A lot of tension in those areas. Okay, release the ball to the side. Come on up, no hands. Say no hands, Mom, no hands. Oh, you're so there, Joanne. Those long legs. Those long legs. Catch hold of your elbows above your head. Soft knees. I'm going to take one big circle to each side. Side bend. Pull on your elbows a little bit. Hinge at your hips. Let your heavy head hang, hang, hang. Oh, I feel so good. Rotate to the other side, and you come up in a big circle. Keep pulling on your elbows, stand tall. Do that one more time, other direction. Lateral flex. Keep your waistline long. Bend at your hips, your hip joint to fold forward so your waistline stays long. Retraction in the middle there. And then rotate the other way. Make your way up. Open up into a big star because you are a shining star. Thank you all so very much for hanging out with me today. Happy Valentine's Day.